How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be talking about the top, I would say about 5-6 stocks to buy during the dip. So these are 5 stocks. I think it's a good mixture of growth stocks and actual valuation based stocks, value stocks to buy. The Dow is down about 200 points for the day, right? And then the Nasdaq is down almost a percent, and this is coming from yesterday. It's down basically 5% for the week, right? And this is after all the earnings have come out. There's still some earnings to come out as well, which in my opinion might bring it down a bit more. So if a bigger dip happens, these are stocks that I'm personally looking to buy, and make sure you guys do your own research as well before buying any stocks. And also, as we get closer to the election, right? Usually the stock market does get volatile, a bit volatile during the election, right? So there might be great chances of dips. So if you guys, in my opinion, I think you guys should have a plan of what stocks to buy if a dip does happen. This is my personal list. Make sure to do your own research, obviously, because I've seen people personally buy Tesla at $300, like literally my family, but they literally didn't do enough of the research and they didn't believe in it enough to hold it. So they sold it at 300. They bought it 300 and sold it at 300 a few months later. But they would have made so much money if they held on to it. So it's very important that you guys do your own research and actually are confident in what you buy, despite any dips that do happen. So right before we jump into it, make sure to get your 2 free stocks with Webull if you haven't already. You're gonna get literally free money. I'll have a link down in the description. All you guys have to do is sign up, open up an account, and then just throw $100 in there, at least $100, and then you guys will get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,400. So why not? It's literally free money, and this is a great platform that I personally use. So why not? If you guys haven't done it, make sure to do so already. It takes literally not too long at all. So let's jump into the first one. Obviously, it's gonna be Tesla stock. Right now, obviously, it's down after earnings. People did not expect it, but it is down quite a bit. It was almost at $1,800 at one point. The charts don't reflect this, but I like using Robinhood charts literally because it's very easy to use and it's very simple in video form. It was almost at 18, right? It was almost at $1,800, touching $2,000. Like, imagine how close it was to 2,000. It's all the way down to 1,400 now. It hit 1,300 today. So if this continues to go down, I'm looking to buy a few more shares. At probably around 1,000. If it hits $1,000, I'll probably buy a few more shares of this, right? I'll probably increase my position by about 10-20%. How much in this account? I only have 2 shares. This is like my throwaway account that I don't have too much money in, but I do have 2 Tesla stocks, which I made quite a bit, so I'm happy with that. But I'll definitely increase my Tesla position from what I already have if it does hit 1,000. So yeah, there it's very well might be, but I don't know if it'll quite hit that. But I'm happy with how many shares I'm holding right now in my other account. So that's that. The next stock is it's a REIT stock, right? It's called Avalon Bay. If you guys haven't heard about it, they basically own a ton of real estate. They actually own it, basically apartment complexes, and the way they work is they're very smart with where they actually build out their buildings and where they rent it out. So they have stuff in Southern California. I think they're starting to build in Texas, which is an up and coming area. All over Southern California is their big thing. They have some in Washington, like in Seattle and stuff like that. They have some in New York. So they have very strategic places in where they do it. And they focus on residential areas. So obviously commercial buildings are going down. You don't want to invest in commercial buildings as much because obviously people are working from home. People are buying stuff online. But people always have to live somewhere, have to rent somewhere to rent. So right now it's from 225 and it's all the way down to 150. I actually bought some at 160, and I'm actually glad that it came down. I'm down like what 10%. I'm actually glad because I do want to buy some more of this stock. The thing is, in the future, people are gonna need somewhere to rent. People are gonna need somewhere to buy houses, and I think Avalon Bay has a great it's a great REIT to actually invest in because of all their obviously their strategic areas. And the thing is, they right now they have a lot of buildings are actually being built, right? Like if we go to apartment locations, this is all their locations right now. They have a ton of locations. For example, if we go to like let's go in Southern California, they have some great buildings and in some great locations as well, and they're premium. They're like middle class. They're exactly in the sweet spot in my opinion, so that they're not too bad that they're gonna go like basically out of business or anything, or they're gonna like basically what's the word, they're gonna get like torn down, or they're gonna be like in really bad shape in a few years. They're built really well, so make sure to do your research. But they are down from 225, they're down about 40-30% for the year, if you're counting for the height of it. And this is a great value play in my opinion, as well as they continue to expand. At the 5-year chart, they've been slowly expanding. They do give out 4% dividends, so even though the chart doesn't go up too much, maybe 20%, you're making 4% a year guaranteed with their dividend. I think they halted their dividend right now. I'm not too concerned about it, but at a 26p ratio, if this dips a little more, even at this price point, it's down 1% today, I think this might be a pretty good play. Obviously, make sure to do your own research. Look at the properties they own, look at their balance sheet and stuff like that, and make your own decisions. But for a REIT, their debt ratio is really good. So I do like this one. The next stock is, I've talked about it before, is Cheesecake Factory. Now, this stock is down 50% for the year, almost 50, right now 47. I'm up like on my other account like 15% already, it's whatever, but I wanted to increase my position. I barely, on my Robinhood account, I don't even buy any shares. I barely use Robinhood, so I don't even remember me having 5 shares in this account. But it's been from $43 all the way to 24. They don't only own Cheesecake Factory, they own a few other, I believe they own an Italian chain, they own like an organic chain, so they also own some other places, not only Cheesecake Factory. And what's their market cap today? It's about a billion, 1.1 billion. It was, when I bought it, it was at less than a billion. So if honestly, if I buy this, even if I increase my position, I do think by 2021, late 2021, at least, like I should be getting pretty good returns. Because if you go to Cheesecake Factory right now, there are lines like through the door, right? Like people like Cheesecake Factory, and their locations are really good as well. Their meals and stuff like that are just phenomenal. Their margins are really good as well, especially on their cheesecakes. So they've always been around $40, $30. So at 24, it was a steal. I think yeah, like it was at 18, that was a major steal. I bought some at what, on my other account? I think I had the same cost basis on this most. Yeah, I had like a 21 on this. So I think on my other account I bought it around 21. So like literally if it goes anywhere near 21s, 22s, I'm going to be increasing even more. Anywhere near 20s, that's going to be a major place to buy. If it goes anywhere under 20, that's a steal. That's easy money in my opinion. Anywhere under 20 is easy money. But at around 22, 24, that's a really good buy as well right now. Next, this is an ETF, so I want to go like a little bit all over the place. This is a ARK Invest ETF. They're down 1% today. They're down about 4% for the week. If you count the 4%, they're about 4% down for the week, but they are still pretty high because of their holdings. I don't think I have the holdings up right now, but if we go to their like basically their website, you guys can see all their holdings of ARK Invest. They own Square Stock is their number one basically their number one holding, and Square Stock is up a lot. So basically when you buy this, it's basically an ETF. It's like, okay, no, it's basically a portfolio, a tech portfolio that a smart person would have, like maybe I would have, right? But it's managed by someone that's really smart. Kathy Woods is like the CEO of the company, and she has made some great buys. Like she bought Tesla stock at 300. She has a lot of, like, she's a very smart investor, and she's basically, her and her team is basically the brains around this stock, around this ETF. If we go to their fund holdings, they own Square stock is 11%. So 11% of the stock is Square. 5%, which is basically like a marketplace. I believe, is it a housing? I don't know exactly, but it's some kind of marketplace. Zillow, Lending Tree is like a place to raise money. Like Tencent, I have personally, it's a great company. Apple stock, Alibaba, Amazon, PayPal. So they have a ton of like great tech stocks. They have everything from Facebook to Snapchat to Nvidia, Rakuten, Morgan Stanley, I believe it's Chase, Intuit, Charles Schwab, and they have a lot of like great holdings, right? So this is a great company. I would say this is a great, like probably a long-term investment, right? But the stock is up quite a bit today. So if I do buy this stock, I don't have this stock at all right now. Like I think I have one share on this stock, but I basically don't have any shares of this stock. But if I do go on to increase the share size, it would probably be around 30 bucks. Maybe if it goes down to 28, 25, I would probably be buying this and just holding it for the next, I don't know how long. This is probably going to be a long-term investment for sure. This isn't a stock that I'm looking to sell out anytime soon because I really do like the company behind it. Next up, let's just go right to the next one. That's going to be Delta Airlines. Now, this is the biggest airlines in terms of market cap, right? They're down 60% for the year. Now, the thing is, this is a stock that has been hammered so much that it's not a stock I would ever buy. I would never ever buy Delta Airlines stock. I do not like airline stocks in general. This is their balance sheet. Look at their debt. Their debt is insane, man. Their debt is, they basically don't even make money in normal years. They make 25% margins, but I just don't like the business model of these airlines because they're so competitive. Like if one airline raises their money or raises the cost of their ticket, United Airlines has to do it. If American Airlines lowers their price of the ticket, Delta has to lower it as well. There's a crazy competition among these airlines. Basically, there's no really, the brands don't really hold much of a, like people don't care what brand you fly with at the end of the day, the average person. So I don't really like these airline companies, but in terms of their value, like in terms of their stocks right now, this is such a big dip that I have to take opportunity about this, right? I have to like, you have to take opportunity with this dip right now. I don't want to buy it right now at 26, but if it does go down anywhere near 24s, 23s, because this stock will not dip more than it has already. It will never go down more than 18 in my opinion. Other airlines might go bankrupt, but Delta's the number one. So many other airlines have to go bankrupt before Delta goes bankrupt that it's not going to happen in my opinion. It's not going to happen. Like US will back up this company so that it doesn't go bankrupt. This isn't a stock I'm going to put insane money into just because of how I personally invest. So at 20 bucks, it's not going to go lower than 20 in my opinion. So at 26, if it goes anywhere in between $23, 22, that's a steal in my opinion. I'm going to buy this and hold it for the next few years. I don't. It's hard to say right now when it's gonna rebound, but it will rebound. It will, in my opinion. Especially, no one's buying this because the main reason people buy airlines is for dividend, and with no dividends, people aren't buying this stock. So in my opinion, right now, I'm gonna be buying this at around 22 bucks, and it's gonna be a great value play in my opinion as this stock just continues to go up as the coming years, as people forget about COVID and it just slowly subsides, right? So that is with Delta. Next is Logitech. This is the last stock in my list. Logitech, let's look at the 1 year chart. It's up a lot, right? It was up to 70. It's actually down from its all-time high with about 5%, 6% from its all-time high, from 73 to 85. No, I mean from 73 to 68. But look at their P ratio. Their P ratio is at a pretty good sweet spot right now that I do. It's overpriced, but for a tech company in the gaming space and in the tech space, it's actually not too bad. Now, I haven't done my full research on it. I don't own any amount of the shares, so I do your own research before buying this. But if the stock goes anywhere to like 20, 65, 60s, I'm going to be looking to buy if it dips because their P ratio would be under 25. They do pay a little bit of a dividend, which I like, but at the end of the day, this is their balance sheet. They have been increasing revenue steadily over the last few years. They haven't seen revenues decrease at all. And they own great companies. Like they own the headphones I use, they own Logitech mouses, they own a lot of other stuff in the gaming space. I have done a little research on their CEO, and their CEO is pretty like in the gaming space and stuff like that, which is a crazy space that's growing rapidly. So I do really like this stock. I do want to open up a position. Maybe I still have to do some research. So once again, make sure to look into all the stocks I mentioned. But this one specifically, I'm going to be looking into a bit more. So I don't know 100% yet. So yeah, that is that. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this list of stocks that I'm personally looking to buy. Now make sure to subscribe to this channel as I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers at the end of this year. So if any of you guys can help me hit that goal, even one of you guys subscribing right now will help me reach that goal and will mean a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.